Today's episode of In the Trenches is brought to you by System 12 Guitar Method. Sign up today at ryanroxie.com.
In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie.
Come on now, Julie.
Hello. Ryan Roxie here, and welcome to another live stream episode of In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie. I am your host. What's happening, folks? It's been a lovely, hot week. There's going to be a little sheen on my face today. And if you can't see that, that's because you are listening to the audio broadcast, which we really appreciate. But we want you guys over at the YouTube official channels. That's Ryan Roxie Official. Hit that subscribe button right there that Vic Chalfont, our producer, just put up. And make your way on over to Ryan Roxie Official and jump into our live chat, because today is going to be a great one. You know how I like to have friends on the podcast. Friends that I've written music with, grown up with, or just jam some rock and roll with at some seedy club in some seedy city somewhere in the world. Well, our guest today, I can say we've done all of those things. Plus, I can also say we were roommates during some of the most decadent times of the 1980s rock scene. Here to talk about all that, plus the forthcoming album entitled Movie Mary, the Soundtrack of Sin. Would you please welcome into the trenches from the band Scream Idol, Johnnie Holliday and Weeds.
Hey, man. What's up, Ryan?
I'm thinking I'm missing something. Vic, did I miss something in that intro? It seemed very quick. Maybe it's the heat. I don't know what it is, but I felt, or maybe it's just because I'm amongst friends, man. These all the way, I should have said from New York to Athens, Greece, and everywhere in between. It's Scream Idol. There it is.
Hey, Ryan.
What's happened? That Weeds is on the bottom, and Johnnie Holliday is to my. I guess it would be.
It'd be to your left.
Left. Try and point that way, because it gets. Yeah, you got it right away.
Here's Ryan. Here's Ryan.
No. There you are.
Here's
See?
Ryan.
There you go.
Here's Ryan.
And you guys are both coming to us live from Athens, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Been here a while.
Separate places.
Homes.
TJ's, or I'm sorry, it's shit already. Cat out of the bag. Weeds
Starting trouble.
There he is.
He's a troublemaker. Ryan, it's always a pleasure to be hanging out with you.
Immediately I said DJ. It's only because I think I get publishing on that name.
That's cool. Hey, dude, I have no problems with my past. I have nothing to hide.
Oh,
cool. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not like, yeah. All right.
Okay.
So here's the thing. We are going to talk a little bit about the past, a lot about the past, but that's going to be in the second half of the show, because right now we want to talk about the good new days, not the good old days, the good new days, and the launch or name change or whatever you will, the rebirth of Scream Idol and the new upcoming album, Movie Mary, the Soundtrack of Sin. Is it going to be that title, Movie Mary, the Soundtrack of Sin, or has it changed?
I think that's what it's going to be, man. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, being that we're talking about rebirth and all that, I got to say that regardless of the fact that, you know, a lot of people are talking about how the internet and everything has changed, I think it's an exciting time for a lot of bands, man. I mean, Ryan, remember how it was when we did a demo? You know, we wanted to let people hear it, and we hand out cassettes. We'd fill our pockets with cassettes and go to clubs. And it's like now you make a demo and thousands of people hear it, man.
I think that actually is one of your cassette demos.
Are you kidding me?
Where did you get that? How about that? Vic Chalfont, our producer, is a master at finding sort of content, photos, things that might be incriminating, things that won't. But just remember, we've all recorded together too, and I think it was on either my 4-track or was it your 4-track?
The house 4-track.
The house 4-track.
There were 4 tracks floating around.
There were. And I think you started out with the most amazing 4-track. It was the TIAC 244. It was the 144. Okay. And then I got the smaller, cheapo version of the Porta 1. And then I think But then we actually combined and penned some hits on the Porta One. I think we had the TJ. That was a big
1205.
We had 1205 and we had
1205. It's hard to stay alive.
C's bad, everybody knows, but C still goes up. Yeah, it was a great one. It was all so many songs were penned on those 4 tracks. If you're out there and you're recording music, it doesn't matter what you're recording on nowadays. Just know that it's better than what we started out. And like to Johnny's credit, we had flyers and cassettes. You guys have a complete record label to promote your stuff these days. And how are you guys promoting this new album? Is it grassroots? How's it going with that?
Dude, it's completely grassroots. Of course, you know, there's the ads and whatever, but you know, it's basically grassroots. I mean, you know, the playing field is level right now, you know, and it's a great opportunity, you know. And I don't know. It's totally grassroots, man. We do everything ourselves. We are a completely DIY band, man. Everything. And, you know, like I said before, the technology has afforded us, you know, the opportunity to really get our stuff out there without having a label to do it for you, you know.
So you've gotten much more into the recording audio aspect side of it, Johnny, and then Weeds has taken over a lot more with the graphics side. Is that fair to
video?
Say?
He's the I'm the graphics and audio guy. He's the video guy.
He does the video. Okay,
and the remixes, the dance remixes.
But I do some audio. I did a lot of pre-production.
Oh, I'm sure he did audio.
I did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Did audio. Okay.
Does not want to break up on this channel. Does not want to break up on this episode because the new single just dropped. You know, and I don't think we can say dropped. It was just released. You put it out there. You DIY'd it just in the last couple of weeks. It's Teenage Doom Disciple. There's
right.
There it is. So TDD, the new single out there right now. You can go to
anywhere.
to Scream
YouTube,
Idol's
preferably
YouTube channel and see the video that was produced and edited by Weeds. Correct?
Right. Everything but the camera work. Everything but the camera work is us.
Yeah.
You know, we have camera guys, of course.
Of course. Okay. You couldn't just be filming yourself on the although I've done that a few times for a few videos. Yeah. Go check out Big Rock Show, folks. That's just me and an iPhone. Yeah. But so we do have, I know there's extra, and I want to give credit where credit's due, extra members of the band, extra help that you guys get with this new breath of fresh air with Scream Idol. It's Johnnie Holliday, guitars, vocals, Weeds, bass, and Jack Kennedy.
Jack.
Yeah, there's Jack. Dude, right now.
You know Jack, man. We hung out with him so many times. You've even played with him.
I did not know him with the green mohawk. So it changed everything.
He upgraded.
When did that whole change happen?
He grew up. He matured. And you know, but you had played with him at the Alice Cooper after show party. He was your drummer, and you came up to him and you said, "Man, your drummer is great." I said, "We just kicked this guy out."
I forgot what song it was.
But now we're back together. We kissed and made up.
That's good. That wasn't the Alice Cooper after show where Tommy Cafetos broke his. That was the party where he. What did he do? Did he break the bass drum or did he break his foot? What happened?
I don't remember. He
just cut out.
He broke his foot. Yeah, he broke his foot, Ryan.
It seems like that would have been something I would have remembered from that tour, but apparently not.
Now, he had to go home for something.
Yeah, he had to go back to his apartment and practice. Dude, that guy practices all the time. He was just on the podcast, and he was just, you know what, Vic? He was just on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and
I saw.
And he didn't give us that Easter egg. He didn't drop the bombshell of his new band with Nikki Sixx, and John 5 and a few other guys.
Oh, he's in a band with Nikki Sixx?
right now they just formed this band called, what is it called? Rat. I know somebody in the chat, please.
I remember
what
Rat.
No, it's not Rat though. It's like Rat Seller.
You said Rat.
This is not about Tommy Clefettis, and I'm finally saying his name right. It was not about. There it is. Costa says he was sick and broke the bass drum. Those are the things that he did, Clefettis, and that was sort of his homecoming gig. But this is not about Tommy. This is all about Scream Idol. And for those of you, and I know that there's some diehards in the chat room right now, and thank you. If you are your first time listening to us on In the Trenches, just hit that subscribe button in the chat. If you're watching us on Facebook or listening to us on audio, make your way on over to the official YouTube channel because we're hanging out with Johnnie Holliday and Weeds from Scream Idol. I want to find out the other people that sort of helped out with this album so far, because you have some background vocalists as well. Do you have additional musicians that are helping out on this upcoming album, Movie Mary?
The only real additional musician, okay, we do have some chicks singing with us when we play live, but the only additional musician, the Trashettes, and they're interchangeable. But the only additional musician that played
you make them feel so special. God,
believe me, Ryan, I've made them feel very special. Excuse me, I digress. I digress.
Yourself. We don't even have to do it.
Weren't we talking about music? Okay, the only additional musician that actually played something on the album besides us is Mickey Mess, our original guitar player, who also mixed the whole album, wow. And when we sent him the tracks, he had some ideas that there was guitar parts for him. And he just got that idea.
Yeah.
He decided to add a few guitar parts.
Well, here's in doing the research for this podcast, I had forgotten that at one point, Mickey Mess, aka Daniel Messerly, aka Mickey Mess again, was in the original Star.
Of course.
And I think
the first demo.
Calm down. Now, no, that's him. There he is. There he is. There's a picture of it. Thank you, Vic, for getting that. And I mean, the Trashettes is something for us to talk about a little bit, because the style of music is been labeled, and I don't know if you did it or was the New York Times, or if you just told the New York Times to say that, but it's trash rock culture, club culture.
Dude, I didn't even know the New York Times was there that night, and then they wrote that trash values presented without apology, something like that.
That's amazing. You can't actually pay for that these days. That would be something that.
Yeah, but I don't think he was saying it in such a flattering way, because he said we barely kept it together musically as well.
But it was the New York Times.
And we can always trust what the New York Times say.
Well, you know what? It was either the New York Times or it was Metal Sludge. I was reading a review today that said that the Star album, which was Love Drag Years, and we'll talk about that in a little while, but this is one of the earlier carnations, folks, of what is now Scream Idol. They said it was a punkier, trashier version of Faster Pussycat. Is that fair?
Well, man, it's hard to say whatever, it's like I can't speak about anybody's perception, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, the truth is I didn't grow up listening to Faster Pussycat. So I don't know, maybe, I guess if that's the way he heard it, it's fair, I don't know, I don't want to speak for them. I mean, I just never saw it. And Roadrunner, when we were Star with Roadrunner, we had this whole problem that, we were seen as kind of that Faster Pussycat, LA, which we really weren't. We were never that kind of band. But I don't know. Maybe it's fair, maybe it's not.
Right, but I think. Well, at the same time, folks, I want everyone to know that right over there, Johnnie Holliday was sort of the man that first turned me on to Alice Cooper. Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
I had listened to like obviously the obvious songs, but when we were roommates, and this was before Weeds had moved out to Los Angeles. This was like in Super Thrills times, and then back at the Madison up in 1104, I believe it was. But you turned me on to Cold Ethel. And I remember really falling in love with that song. I fell in love with the cowbell, the guitar riff, and everything. And there was a bunch of other bands that that you influenced me on and really turned me on to. But there might have been a couple bands that I sort of gave you a little bit. Hey, check this out.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if one of them was
Hanoi Rocks.
Hanoi Rocks. Okay.
Hanoi Rocks was definitely one of them.
Well,
I remember when you brought it home, you know, I thought, you know, it's pretty cool. And you were playing it, you know, Malibu Beach and all that, you know, but I wasn't a Hanoi Rocks fan, you know, but thanks to you, I became one.
And then what happens years later, Michael Monroe, lead singer of Hanoi Rocks, ends up making a cameo in a Star video.
Right.
That was amazing.
Small fucking world. And you had him as a guest also.
We've had him 3 times. Michael Monroe.
And dude, you want to hear something crazier than that? Mickey Mess, the other day, he bought this blue Yamaha guitar, and it's the same color as my Sunday school suit when I was 9 years old. A navy
Where the hell did you get that? Do you still have that?
He sends me this picture of this blue guitar, and I'm like, dude, I had a Sunday school outfit that was that color. You know what I mean?
Hey, folks, if you haven't noticed by now, both Johnnie and Weeds are from the East Coast. And now I'm just finding out that Johnnie went to Sunday school and had a blue suit.
Navy blue.
You definitely don't have any of the guitars from back in those days, because you used to wheel and deal guitars back and forth. In fact, so much so that there was a Firebird. Go ahead. You want to talk about that?
The Firebird that you see me using in like almost every live show and the videos and everything. You know, that Firebird I got from Ryan Roxie. I traded him some bullshit ESP guitar.
I got fucked on that deal, yeah.
And he gave me that classic guitar, and I still have it. Where's the ESP, Ryan?
It
didn't last that long.
No, you know what? I think really, the ESP actually went when I traded about 7 guitars in for the 72 Les Paul Gold Top, and that was the Electric Angels Gold Top. Then that went all the way through Alice, and it's still with me today. That's the 72 Gold Top that I have. But I think there's a picture Vic has of a Firebird guitar with you on stage playing it. Maybe you can.
Dude, I'm constantly playing that guitar. I actually recorded with that guitar. I do everything with that guitar. And Ryan, I swear to God, man, I always tell people, man, I traded Ryan an ESP guitar for this, and I still have it.
One.
No, that's Mickey Miss. That's with another. I sold him that guitar too. That's a Hamer.
That's a Hamer, yeah.
I know that. But you know what, Vic plays guitar himself. You know, his thing is photography. But I'm telling you, Vic, a Firebird, it's kind of like the gold one that I have that you take shots of me. It's like a cool little. It's a little bit like an Explorer. Just picture one of those old shots of Johnnie on stage, and I'm sure it's got that Firebird. Now, is it still stock, that guitar?
It has the Bill Lawrence pickup that you put in it, man. The only thing I did to it was I disconnected all the electronics except for the toggle switch. So it's always on. The toggle switch is an on and off switch. It's one pickup, no volume, nothing. It just has an on and off switch.
Well, I'm sure we're going to get into a little bit more in the equipment.
That's the geeky stuff. That's
the guitar. In the geeky stuff, and we'll do it a little bit later, because, like I said, right now I still want to talk about this current album and what the plans are for it. The newest single, "Teenage Doomed Disciple," is out now.
All right, it's going to also be out
right there.
It's produced. Yeah, the video is Weeds. You know, it's kind of Weeds
it's a
mainly.
Conglomeration of,
it was co-produced by Mickey Mess, because he really did bring a lot to the recordings, man. When he mixed it, he didn't not only mix it, he brought his own dimension to it, which was great. And he would always ask me, "Is that okay? Is that okay?" And I said, "Dude, do whatever you want, man. Just bring your dimension to it and we'll work it in. And that's what he did. And it's fine. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah. In September, Rocktober, actually, October 2021. It's going to be out on CD, vinyl, and all the physical things as well. But we're going to release a bunch of singles before the physical full album comes out. Yeah. We're going to release a bunch of singles. Like on June 18th, 10 days from today, the second single, Never Loved Me Back, will be out. With the cool new video too.
With a video.
Nicely done.
I think I look good in the video.
I was checking out a lot of videos on the YouTube channel today. I saw you guys did a great cover of the Partridge Family. I Woke Up in Love. Now, is that a transitional Star to Scream Idol song, or is that strictly Scream Idol?
It's a Star to Scream Idol song,
transitional period.
Okay. It's a cool cover. Weeds had met David Cassidy. He actually hung out with David Cassidy. When? And Weeds told me that David Cassidy had chicken legs.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. He goes, he's cool, but his legs are so skinny.
During the late 90s. In the late 90s, I met him at the racetrack. He's a horse owner. He used to own horses. It was, yeah.
God rest his soul, yeah. David Keith Partridge.
And
so you met
a little. He had the coolest hair. He had the coolest hair I had ever seen until I met Ryan Roxie. I remember when Ryan Roxie was 17 years old, man. When I first met him, he was 17 years old. I thought he had the coolest hair in the world, cooler than David Cassidy. Yes. Kill me,
a picture
but
of me
I'll say
with a pink Explorer, and of course I'm going to tell Vic it's a pink Explorer, and he's going to go, I don't know what guitar that is. I don't know. It's the one of me playing old. If you have that, buddy, I sent it over to you earlier, but don't worry about it. The thing is, a little background on Weeds, because I met Weeds a couple of years after I met Johnnie.
In New York first. In New York.
We met Weeds when we came. We came to New York for a visit, and that's when you met Weeds.
First time I'd ever been to New York, and you had taken me in the summer, and it was the first time I felt what humidity
was. It summer.
It would it better have been. It was humidity. It's the first time I ever had been in that type of humidity, like where you just. Everything, like you'd walk outside or you'd be in your apartment and it was like you'd take a shower just to try and cool down, kind of like it is right now in this apartment in Sweden.
I actually have a picture of us from that trip, but it's very high, very low quality. That's why Vic isn't putting it up on the screen.
He's still looking for the live shot of the Firebird, I think. No.
Oh no! Where'd he get that?
Now, if you go, kidding me? Now, if you go back to that photo just for a second, Vic, thank you very much. Now, when he's talking about hair, that was a lot of it right there. That was a lot of.
Look cool, man.
I can tell you right now that go back to that photo, Vic, please. Now that photo right there, I would play. That was a Stratocaster that I had that had a bunch of little business cards of
As You Like It.
As You Like It.
As You Like It.
That?
I remember that. I was gonna say it before.
As You Like It girls.
And so those girls? It basically had As You Like It girls. They were kind of dancers, performers, so whatever it was. And that multi-talented. But we have that photo back, Vic. If you can see, guess what club that is? And I can see TJ's arm in the background because it was that red leather jacket. I'd recognize it anywhere. But Johnnie,
by the way, singing,
that's me. Johnnie's singing. And that visor, the infamous Dove Bar visor, that was a very famous visor in your world. But can you name the club? Now,
yes, Madame Wong's.
Yes, it was.
Madame Wong's.
Madame Wong's.
Don't look
Jonathan
for it anymore,
Daniels
folks.
set up those shows.
Yes, you're right. Jonathan Daniel, bass player of Electric Angels, and now
There is so
mogul.
much information in here.
I'm surprised that you have all this memory going. And
Ryan.
Oh, please don't.
Jonathan also had an 8-track
studio. You don't want to know.
What were you saying?
Jonathan's 8-track. I remember Jonathan's 8-track studio
in Los Feliz.
Yeah,
at his father's house.
I go, wow, man, great studio.
That was the first time we recorded the Bye Bye Kitty. That was Bye Bye Kitty.
Oh,
That's
dude,
right.
Michael Garnetsky wants that Bye Bye Kitty tape.
Yeah.
Michael Garnetsky right now is in the chat, which is quite
Dude,
cool.
Michael Garnetsky called me 20 minutes before coming on the air. He goes, "Don't forget the Bye Bye Kitty."
Yeah.
Anyway, so everybody knows, Bye Bye Kitty was a project that Ryan did. It was a cassette project on the 4-track back in the day, you know. And Michael Garnetsky, our manager, heard it and he loved it. He loved it, and he still can't stop talking about it. Where is that cassette, Ryan?
It's actually on the Roxy box. There's put all
It's
those
there.
songs in the Roxy box. I think it had L.A. Tramp on it, Big Brown Eyes, Save Your
You only
Prayers
go
for
around
Sunday.
once.
You only go around
I love
once.
that,
Oh,
dude. That's the
that's
best.
my favorite song.
Dude, that's my favorite song, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so
How
there
much you
go.
want? How much you want for it? How much you want for it?
Go right on the
Yeah.
fucking website and get the
I remember those
get the
days.
Roxy box. But I wanted to go back to TJ just because he was talking about David Cassidy.
him again.
By the way,
his
I go
Him
by many
again.
names.
TJ again, huh?
did I say it?
I guess we
okay,
know who
Ryan.
his
The
favorite
origin of
are.
Weeds' name will come up. I'm telling you,
That's okay.
I'm responsible for that. Okay, I will
Oh,
tell you
that's
the
right.
evolution.
Marsha.
I just want to give a little bit of backstory on Weeds because he works with racehorses. And so when he says David Cassidy has skinny legs, it takes one to know one because, because Weeds was working out what was the track that you would work out on?
I worked primarily in New York, Belmont, Saratoga, Aqueduct,
And you trained horses, right?
exercise rider. Yeah. I did that for many years. It's in my blood. It's something that will always be with me. You know what I mean? It's a part of me.
Are you a better horse trainer or bass player or about the same?
Bass player.
Really? Okay. Or
Definitely
video
better
director
bass
now
player.
or video editor.
Yeah, man. Look, man, you know.
You know what?
Pivoted
You know
careers.
what the hassle with Weeds is? You know why I thought about kicking him out of the band? You know what it's like trying to get on stage with a guy that weighs 115 pounds?
No.
You're always
gonna look fat.
Hello, I do. Chuck Garrick. I'm next to him every single night. It's a hassle. I love the guy, but gain some weight, Chuck.
Please.
Seriously.
Oh, people. Yeah, man. I swear. It's like,
It's a
geez.
bass player
Perfect
thing.
abs. You can't compete with this guy. He takes off his shirt and everyone goes, "Oh my god!" And,
I know.
I
You look
just
pretty good, Ryan. You look good.
Well, you know what? I've learned how to mask it with some scarves and hats and stuff. I mean, we do what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't all be a Johnnie Holliday.
Hey, man,
I'm sorry.
it's
I'm
important.
sorry.
It's important to have confidence. It really is. And
Oh,
I think so.
come
but
on,
tell-
You
really?
have confidence, right?
That makes a world of difference to me. That's changed. What you just said changed my life, Ryan.
It's fucking sarcasm. Out the ass. We used to
I love
have
Ryan.
this is like a conversation, folks, back in 1205 that we would normally have, but it wouldn't be like at this hour of the night. It would be like much later after the Cat House or, after what was the other clubs that we go English Acid or maybe after
Scream.
Did you like Scream? Weeds. What
Yeah,
was
I
your
liked
favorite
it.
club? What was your favorite night to go out on in Los
My
Angeles?
favorite night. It's hard to say, Ryan. Back then,
All nights. were
any
great.
night out with you was great because it was always
Because you're that special, Ryan.
in the yellow,
There we go.
in the white Volkswagen.
I'll just take one parenthesis. I'll just say one thing, man. No bullshit aside. All seriousness. One thing that makes being around Ryan Roxie really great. He's the type of person that never makes anybody feel bad. He has the type of heart that he'll never want to upset anybody. And that's one thing that over the years I've come to really appreciate about you, Ryan. And I'm really saying this heartfelt. You may be a sarcastic bastard at times, but your heart doesn't ever want to hurt anybody.
I never go with that
really,
intent.
and I'm really serious about it.
Unless we play backgammon.
Oh my God. I hated this guy. Dude, we used to play backgammon. We hated each other. We just have to leave the apartment. He had to leave the apartment. He couldn't be in the apartment when we were playing backgammon. We hated each other.
The celebration was
remember that.
Dude, that you remember a lot of things, and I remember the backgammon. Weeds would have to leave the apartment sometimes.
He left the apartment.
I was always
be there.
Yeah.
The celebration, folks, when I would win a backgammon game would be intense, but then the celebration
when Johnnie won.
It was pretty evenly matched. You have to understand. It all goes into the first roll. If you roll double sixes on the first roll, you're pretty similar.
It was vicious.
Yeah, we got vicious. It got very vicious. I love it. Well, you know what?
I was the moderator.
At one point, I want to finish this story about you and David Cassidy. I know. Are we past that? Because I want to talk about. I woke
Weeds
up in
and
love.
David Cassidy.
You were the one that suggested.
Do tell.
Weeds, how did it go down?
How did he know about his? He was
an owner. He was like a breeder for New York bred racehorses, and he was always at the track.
Tell us about his legs, Weeds. How did you know about his skinny legs?
He got out of his sports car and he had a nice red Porsche. They had, I think it was a Porsche, but who cares?
All he could afford was a Porsche. I guess they really screwed him on those Partridge Family royalties.
Probably, yeah.
You didn't make good money back in those days on Partridge Family. There's no way. There's no way you made the type of royalties that you make no.
With the amount of chicks he had back in those days, who cares about royalties, man?
Well, probably his future self.
You never know what he had. You don't know the way he lives.
Now you're showing your age.
Here's what we're gonna do now, folks, because I'm sweating profusely, and everybody's and hold on.
I feel good.
We're just going to take a quick commercial break because we're going to come back. But the recap of what you want to get on is that there is a new band in town, and that is Scream Idol. Their new single is coming out. Did you say June
18th?
June 18th.
Never Love Me Back.
Never Love Me Back. You can see right now on their official YouTube channel, Teenage Doom Disciple, as well as I Woke Up in Love. It's a great version of the Partridge Family's song. And that is with Johnnie Holliday, Weeds, and Jack Kennedy. And like I said, a host of other people that have helped out on this upcoming record, Movie Mary. So what we're going to do right now is take a really quick break, and we'll come back and we will talk about a little bit of the going back to get forward, some of the old school days. We'll talk about Super Thrills, 1205, the transition from New York to where you guys are now in Greece, because we are hanging out with Johnnie Holliday and Weeds. Right now, we're going to talk about some amplifiers, though. This is one of our sponsors. Vic, can you run that? Thanks.
Hello, Ryan Roxie here. And I get a lot of questions lately regarding the current guitar amp setup that I'm using. Well, here's the answer. It's the Hughes and Kettner Black Spirit 200 floor model. Because it's roughly the same size as a compact pedal board, it can fit on any stage or desktop easily. But don't let the size fool you. Inside it's packed with a 200-watt power amp, a ton of presets and programming options, built-in Redbox Direct technology, plus all the built-in effects you'd want. And the secret behind the tone? Well, that's the Bionic Spirit Tone Generator, which is fully programmable on the amp by using its built-in Bluetooth to connect to the app, which works seamlessly with both iPad and Android devices. But probably the best thing about the Black Spirit 200 is that it's easy to use. With its user-friendly setup, I managed to get a great tone going within just a couple of minutes of plugging in. If you're looking for that perfect, compact, all-around amp that covers you in the studio, on the stage, and even live streaming, this is the one. Check out the links for the Hughes and Kettner Black Spirit below or in the description, and let's get rolling. Speaking of rolling, on with the show.
Ta-da! We are back. Welcome back to, I guess you could say, part 2 of In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie. We're hanging out with a Scream Idol. And a little bit of history. not just great band, not just great musicians, but great friends and great roommates. I don't know how many of you saw the Friends reunion last week that was all over the place. Oh man, you did an outfit change.
Oh, they got old.
You think they got old? Did you?
Oh, dude, unbelievable. It's like, what's wrong with people?
Well, if you stay in Los Angeles long enough, you start using all those tricks, and maybe some of them have used too many of those tricks. Now, what I remember of us all living together, I remember us watching a lot of David
Where are you
Letterman.
going with this? Oh,
no,
okay.
hold on. During the
I'm
day,
saying, where's he going with this?
during the
A lot of
day, you would watch that. What was that guy's name? Morty or something like
Morton
that.
Downey Jr.
Morton Downey
Downey.
Jr. You would watch that daytime. like,
Hi.
yes, it was you, because you know that's when you were waking up, and you would sort of
Okay, now I'm getting offended.
But let's go
Jeff
a little bit
Moreau.
chronological.
Sorry, Jeff Moreau.
That was our other roommate, and he should
our
be
other
here.
roommate. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like family too.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
is.
family. I love Jeff.
So here's the thing. I'm going to go a little bit more in chronological order. Johnny and I met in 1983. He was the first roommate I ever had.
I was 6 years old.
Can you believe that? And but you know what? We were both students. I know it sounds funny to say now, students at the Guitar Institute of Technology on Hollywood Boulevard.
Over the Hollywood Wax Museum.
Damn, that was a cool place. And we lived on Orchid Avenue with Izzy Stradlin's sister right above us, with one of our good friends, Lisa Kennigan, was there as well. And who else? There was another
Sandy.
Yes, Sandy. There she is. I
Yeah,
wonder if she's
Sandy.
watching right now in the chat. Well, she will at one point. So big shout out to everyone that was there. Do you have any memories of those first years of us living together? Because we lived in a room like smaller than this sort of fake studio
Yeah.
that I have.
Yeah, Ryan, I do have memories. All right, we lived this guy. We lived in a studio apartment. Okay, we had one bed, one double bed. We both slept on it, but
No, we pushed our beds together.
you know, and that's whatever.
It was
And
two
he
double
had
beds
his
and we pushed them
dude.
together.
This guy would wake up in the morning. I'm sleeping, and he would plug his Marshall in, which the cabinet was right next to my head.
Oh,
You know, and he would start playing,
Oh, that's me.
and I'm sleeping.
a little bit later. Yeah.
Right next to, dude, the cabinet, the 412-inch speakers next to my head. I'm trying to sleep, and he's playing like you know, I'm playing. No big deal. That's what I had to deal with. That's who Ryan Roxie is, folks.
Two doors down from there, we had Izzy Stradlin's sister, Athena Lee, upstairs. We had Jeff Morose 2 doors down. He had a Mesa Boogie, and he was his Mesa Boogie, I think, was louder than my 412, right?
No, Ryan, it wasn't. This, you know, always trying to get himself out of things. You know what I mean, dude? You were a horrible roommate.
Was I? I thought I was the best roommate.
Okay. I'm just saying it for the show.
I
you know?
pretended to be asleep a lot of the
Perfect.
times. Let me just tell you that. I pretended to be asleep. I think that constitutes me as a good roommate, because our beds were pushed right next to each other, and I had to pretend to be asleep. You can read into that what you will. We actually called that apartment 309. Oh, wait, was that 309?
No, 107. Super Thrills.
Super
That's what we had
Thrills.
written on the bell. Super
That's
Thrills. We were kids. We were kids. What? You were like 17, 18. I was what? 9, 10,
Mhm.
11.
Now, if we were to tell the story of Izzy coming over to, no, it was Tommy Lee's sister, not Izzy Stradlin's sister. It was Tommy Lee's sister, Athena Lee.
lived upstairs.
Okay.
Dude,
Why don't
do
you
you
guys
remember-
correct me on that?
Look, let's talk about rock and roll history. You remember Athena Lee calls us one day and she says, listen, I have this band from Pennsylvania that just came out here. They're staying with me. Can you guys please come to the Rainbow and, you know, and hang out with them and introduce them to people? And we went, and it was Poison. You don't remember that, Ryan?
I don't
Athena
remember
called
that.
us and she told us, please come down tonight so I can help this band, meet some people and stuff. And we went there, and it was Poison. And then they moved across the street from us, and they
live
helped
in Orange
you.
Tower, right?
Right, and they helped you get back your guitar that
My
was
stolen
stolen
guitar.
out of your
I
van.
actually told that. I told that story just a couple of weeks ago with when Ricky Rackman was on as a guest.
Mhm.
And you remember Ricky as far as
course.
from
And at the apartment drinking party, and I know.
he'd always come up, and every Tuesday night. In fact, I think on my 21st birthday, I had I had the party at the Cat House to
Cat
begin
House,
with.
yes.
Now,
There's a
Vic, is
flyer.
there?
I saved
That's
that
one of those parties. That's one of those parties that's 12:05. But I want to go. Do you have, Vic, that invitation? Now,
Jerry Quist.
Right.
Yeah, is there a picture? You
JJ
don't
King.
have- Okay, where did it go?
Vic's gonna
I
get
sent
hollered
it.
at.
I sent it.
I sent it also.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
God! Now Vic's going. No,
Oh.
they both sent it. Oh, Vic, what happened? Yeah,
No.
there was
I thought
it's my
you know
21st
somebody.
birthday, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Vic
Birthday bash.
just that he's
Yeah, I
able to
remember
get as
that
much.
was such a nice night, man. Those were such great times. No, really, man, that was such a nice night. We used to have so
Yeah.
much fun those days, man.
That was
It
at
was
the original
fantastic.
Cat House.
You know what's fantastic about it, man? It's like everybody liked each other. Like it's like there was never arguments. You know what I mean? Bands helped each other out. You know, one thing I remember about LA,
It was a
man.
scene.
It's everybody
Yeah.
helped each other out. I remember, we couldn't get our gear, and I asked Gilby one night at the Coconut Teaser, we had a problem getting our gear. Can we use your gear? And he was like, yeah, sure. And why not? When we were playing with Kill for Thrills one night at the
Yeah.
Coconut Teaser. And just in general, bands all supported each other and helped each other, man. And, I don't know, man. Sometimes when I think back to LA in those years, the thing that really stays with me is the camaraderie between bands. Okay, there was the bad, the backstabbing and all that, but that was so small in comparison to the real camaraderie between bands, man. I remember that, and I really dig that.
Amongst the people.
We all
Yeah,
supported each other.
It was a great scene, man. It was a great scene.
So
and
please try and fill me in on the timeline, because I know that we met in '83, and then I think either you moved back to New York briefly, and then
Dude.
came back out with Weeds, right?
Right.
Yes.
I moved back to New York for about a year and a half. Exactly a year and a half.
Astoria, Queens.
Then we moved back to LA, and then we all came back together. You were with Electric Angels at that point. We all came back. We came back a little earlier, and then then Ryan came back with Electric Angels.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
that's what that's what happened. You guys came back a little after us.
Let Weeds be the historian here.
Me, Johnny, and Mickey Mess moved to California in 1986. So we were there 86, 87, 88. We came back to New York in 88, 89, and that's when Electric Angels came back.
That's
right. A little after us.
When we moved to LA, Ryan had just joined Candy.
That's right. And
No.
Yes,
That's the way it went down.
Yes.
Here's
when
how
we
it
moved,
goes.
when we went back together, because when I was in LA in '83, Ryan was just digging Candy at that point. I remember, Ryan, you were digging Candy, and then you actually got into the band that you were digging. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
great.
But here's the
All I
thing.
know is when we went back, Ryan was in Candy.
Weeds came to
86.
Los Angeles as Jimmy. I started calling him TJ because at that time Van Halen had a song called Top Jimmy. So I just said TJ, and I sort of named you that, and it kind of stuck. But then
so many names.
a couple of
Now
years
tell me,
later,
should I kick his ass or what?
no,
It
hold
doesn't
on.
matter.
When did the evolution? When did the name change go finally to Weeds? What year was it?
89.
Yeah, 88, 89. When we moved back to California, when we moved back from California, there, that's
It's a
that's
classy
Weeds,
shot.
right?
There you go.
Listen, I'm one of those guys. If I got arrested, I would have all those aliases.
All those names.
Also goes as.
So many people know him by different names.
And it's just a stigma. It's just something that I was born with. You know what I'm saying? I do have. My real name is Vincent.
Ooh.
Nickname
Vincenzo Cestaro from Italy.
My parents nicknamed me Jimmy. That's a family nickname. And then everything else transpired. TJ Weeds.
He's Italian.
At this point, who cares?
I enjoy saying TJ. It makes me happy. So let me do it.
Okay.
If I
what's
do,
good about it?
Go ahead.
No, I mean, you know what's good about it? If somebody calls me like, yo, and says a name, I know where they know me from. So like if I don't recognize them, I know where they know me from. There you go.
It's an era.
So it gives me like a little edge.
So basically, you guys grew up on the same block in Astoria, Queens. That was
11 years old. We met at 11 years old.
He moved my block when he was 11. We were 11 when we met.
Was Johnny as influential with you with music as he was with me? Like he turned me on to a bunch of different bands.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's so flattering, Ryan. You never said that to me before.
Well, that's I'm saving it for the podcast. 20 years later.
You've never been so tender with me before, Ryan.
That's not true. We've had some hard.
I can't wait to see you again, Ryan.
Oh my goodness. Scream Idol. Well, that is a big question that people are asking is when are we going to be able to see Scream Idol play? But let's talk about that in a little bit. That is questions that we have from a segment that we call Let the People Speak. So I think it would be a good time right now to maybe break into Let the People Speak and see what because what we've done, now this is where some surprises start to happen. We've taken the questions from people in the chat and maybe a couple before, and we want to find your answers out. This is for Scream Idol. This first one comes from a man named Spiro Kumantasias. Is that what it is? Is that it? Can you put that?
Spiro K.
Hey guys, what's up? First of all, I need to say hello to Ryan Roxie, the host of the show. What's up, buddy? How you been? Long time no see. Johnnie Weeds, how's it going? Congratulations on Scream Idol. Sounds excellent. First question. Now that things are starting to open, will we be seeing you in Thessaloniki? Hope so soon. One more question I would like to ask is, when we do see you, since we love Star, will we be hearing music from Star, or will it just be Scream Idol? Good luck. Hope to see you soon, guys. Enjoy.
And he did not even turn down the power metal. You could have turned down.
And what's with the pause after every sentence?
I think he wrote it down. It was a well-rehearsed speech, and I think you did a great job. Thank you, Spiro, for that question.
Let me just say,
who wants to take it?
Let me just say that Spiro is a guy that was our roadie from the old days in New York, man. And and then all across Europe, he was our roadie as well. So he's an old friend, and now he's asking questions that I just answered on the phone 2 days ago with him, trying to get his 2 minutes of fame. What is your problem, dude? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Classic Holiday.
No,
Spiro, the answer to your
we're
friends
friends.
Yes.
We're friends. I know Spiro since we were 11 years old, a whole 22 years ago.
Boy.
But anyway.
Well, do you want to answer his question? He's asking.
What was his question?
The question is, when you guys go out as Scream Idol,
we're gonna play like one or two Star songs, one or two.
Yeah.
We're not Star anymore, man. We're gonna be doing the whole album. Oh, look at this guy.
And there's a nice shot of old shot of Star.
That chick. Well. That was our original singer. That chick was unbelievable, man. I remember going to Capitol. I remember going to Capitol Records, right, and playing them the cassette of this chick wailing, like rocking, like unbelievable voice. You know what I mean? And then we played this demo of me singing these songs, and like I can't sing, and this chick at Capitol Records like, you know, we prefer you.
Yeah.
You know, I swear to true story.
Yeah.
Our drummer Chris Maddle has set up that meeting, and I was blown away because I couldn't sing, and that's how I became a singer. Ryan, you know, I was never a singer. I was never really even a guitar player, man. I just wrote some songs, and people liked them, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you got these people at Capitol Records saying, we want this guy to sing. And it's like, sing? I could barely play the guitar, man.
It is a very, very distinguishable voice, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, because it's not really a voice.
Of Mark Bolan in you. Wouldn't you say? Because wouldn't you say Mark Bolan is a very big influence, and it's another band that you turned me on to.
Oh, you're so sweet.
T-Rex. I think there's a little bit of Mark Bolan. If Mark Bolan met Motley Crue, I think in your bio you say if Lady Gaga and Marilyn Manson were, you know, had babies or something like that, then you guys would have gigs or something like that. But I think it's I feel a little bit of, you know, a little bit of David Cassidy meets Motley Crue or Wasp. And we used to watch all those, and we used to listen to all those albums, right? Wasp was a big one for you. You love that one. I remember
the first album. Just like the first Motley Crue album is one of the greatest albums ever recorded. But anyway,
masterpiece.
Oh fuck! What was I gonna say? I forgot. I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say, man. Well, but I was gonna say,
don't forget, because we have more questions coming from more audience members or more chat members. And if you have a question, just put it down in the chat, and maybe Vic will put one up for you.
As long as it's not personal, nothing about our personal lives.
We will never get personal.
At this point, forget it. Me?
Don't ask anything personal. This guy, you can ask anything you want. All right, because he has 18 different aliases. He'll deny. But let's have one more question from our Let the People Speak. This one might have been someone else in your band, or at least on the artwork someday. Let's hear it. Come on, Vic.
Hey, rock and rollers. I'm Phyllis Alexia, and I have a question for Scream Idol. Scream Idol, how have your Star fans adapted to your new name? And where can we catch you? What social media? And can we expect to see you live this summer? I'd love to catch you on a show. Always a fan, Scream Idol. Break legs out there. Rock and roll forever.
There you go. How about that? How about that?
You know, Ryan. You know, Ryan, you're a cocksucker.
Hey.
This is all stuff behind the scenes, folks.
I'm sorry. You can edit that out, but damn, man. What is your problem?
Hey,
look,
my Aunt Teddy's watching, right?
Yeah, I've done her too.
Hold on.
But
Hold on,
no.
How has the Star fans responded to the new name so far?
It's hard to say because we've only been Scream Idol for. Oh, now we got Weeds talking over me. Oh my God, Ryan! You better fucking reel him in, man. You know, I'm not having this. I'm not having this.
Who would like to answer the question? Who would like to answer the question?
You better get a hold of your friend.
Weeds, I'm gonna ask you. How do you feel that the Star fans, have reacted to the new name Scream Idol? How are you feeling?
It's hard to say because we haven't really, tested it yet. But they'll like it. Scream Idol, I like it.
Who designed the logo?
I'm used to it already. Listen, we always had ideas about changing the name of the band, and we never pulled the trigger. Finally, now it's definitely the right time to do it.
Can we get the controversy out of the way, though? Can we get the controversy? There was you guys have an album out called The Love Drag Years, right?
Yeah,
correct. As Star. You've been signed to a label, Roadrunner, right? You've been this band for many years. Can you just get it out there?
Let me wrap it up real quick. Roadrunners spent crazy money on us, man. You know what the problem was? That nobody in the fucking record label liked the band. Nobody except the person that signed us and the head and the guy that owned the label. Those are the only two people that liked the band. You know, I mean, for people that know, Roadrunner was a heavy metal, thrash, dark, death metal label. And all of a sudden we're on the label, and you've got this crew there, this promotional team trying to promote a band that they don't like. And that was our main problem with Roadrunner.
Okay. So then what?
Nobody liked us there. They didn't like us.
But why the name change? Did you feel it was evolution, or was there something?
No, you said it. You said it. Dude, you said it, man. It was evolution. It's like we felt, look, man, Star was that band. We did that album. We were those people then. We can't keep pretending that we're Star. We're not, man. We've changed. We're a whole different we have different sensibilities, different view on things. We're not Star anymore. Star was that band at that point, and we decided to finally put it behind us and move on.
I got
right
you.
Time.
Oh man, I hate to sound so serious.
No, that's all right.
I like to sound drunk.
Well, you kind of sound a combination of both right now, and I'm fine too because I'm having a little bit of whiskey on my end. You're having something on your end.
You're what?
I'm a whiskey drinker now. Isn't it weird?
Show me.
All those years,
whiskey.
Dude.
Corona
Let me tell you, people. I had this big bong. It was about a 1.5 foot bong.
That was our
Ryan. Ryan didn't smoke
ever. Well,
he wanted to try it.
Yeah.
He wanted to try it. So I put a bud in for him. Humboldt County, California, prime bud. And he fucking I'm telling him, hold it, keep talking. Now let it go. Let the shotgun go. And he took it all in himself. And he started coughing and going crazy. And Jeff Morose, our loving roommate, runs out. He goes, "You're killing him! You killed him! You killed him!"
He got small in the elevator once. Remember, Ryan?
Okay. Now you're really going deep into these stories.
Killing him!
Was it me and Jeff, or was it me and Jeff, or was it me and you, Weeds, that got small in the elevator?
You got small in the elevator. You got small.
I tried magic mushrooms.
Whatever it was, you did.
It was magic mushrooms.
No.
Yes, it was.
All you did was do a hit of weed, and every time you did weed, you shrunk. You explained it to us. Every time Ryan smoked weed,
I never grew.
He got small. He got very small.
That's it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
okay.
Now wait a second. Now there's a typical picture of a typical night that would end up with us. And go back to that photo.
Okay.
The thing is, I did have big hair, but I don't know if you'd pay attention.
Your hair
to
looked
detail.
beautiful.
Thank you very much. But here's the attention to detail. I used to starch my collars and iron my collars up with a white shirt. Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We lived together so many years and I never knew that till now.
Oh, you know what?
You think
Johnny,
you know somebody.
Johnny, you used to have an ironing board in your room and used to iron all the time. You were a big iron guy.
Ryan, we don't need to get into that now.
But at least you had a bedroom and I had a bedroom. Unfortunately, TJ, aka Weeds,
he has a living room.
Do you want to tell people?
I gave you my room. I gave you the bedroom. Remember?
I paid more for the room.
That's why I gave it to you. That's why you got it.
You paid $60 more.
He used to write. Remember his checkbook? He used to have a checkbook.
That was an amazing deal. I only paid $60 more per month because I had its own bathroom.
Had its own bathroom.
And I had a poster. I had a poster of David Lee Roth and Vanity on my walls.
Dude, I have pictures of those, but
You couldn't put them up, and in the whole house. Now this is a little bit of LA trivia because you can't even find. I don't think Oz is open anymore, but there was a gift store called Oz. We all worked at Oz on Sunset Boulevard, which is right across from the Whiskey A Go Go, and it wasn't me. That's all I'll say. But our house was filled with Oz products, and I don't know, Weeds. Who was it?
It wasn't me.
So if it wasn't me and it wasn't you and all three roommates are on screen, who was the one that was taking stuff home from Oz every single day?
Ace Steel.
You got me the job. You got me that job.
Dude, it was funny because Ryan was working there. I was working there. Weeds was working there. And so was Mickey Mess.
Yeah, Daniel was.
So
he was the
Mickey
best.
Mess.
You know,
he was the best employee. Daniel, Mickey Mess.
I see that Mickey Mess is in the chat. All right, I see that, and this was going to be a big Easter egg bombshell sort of surprise. I had invited Mickey Mess onto the show.
Awesome.
Where
Are you
is he?
kidding?
Yes, it's Mickey Mess Studios, not Mickey Mess.
Yeah.
I gave you the link, Mickey Mess. Do you need the link again? Oh,
I sent him the link too. He has
no,
it.
it's not the YouTube link. It's the StreamYard link. Did you send him the StreamYard link? I sent him the StreamYard link. Well, you know what, Mickey Mess, you're welcome to come on because
he's online.
Surprise is over. You know, the thing is right now though, at this point in the show, I think we're not devolving. We're just talking about all these cool times, and I would like to now talk about some good new times. Okay. Our fan of the week. All right, so let's just really quick take a quick break right now and celebrate this week's fan of the week of In the. Apparently, I wasn't saying it too fast. Our fan of the week this week, though, is Tamea.
Who is it?
It's Tamea right there. She's part of the Roxie Guitar Army.
Oh, she's
Tamea.
And she's just started playing guitar day 28. Well, she's played it before, I believe, because she's catching on really quick. She's part of the RGA, and she became our fan of the week. Congratulations, Tamea. Am I butchering your name? I hope I'm not. Weeds, how do I say it? Tamea?
I think it's Tamea.
Put it back up, Vic, if you can, please. That would be amazing. Put her name, get her the that picture. Tamea. Anyone?
Tamea.
Yeah, I know you can't pronounce stuff in the chat, but if I've butchered the name, I apologize. But I think it's Tamea. And congratulations for being fan of the week.
She's learning from you, Ryan. She's doing your
She's learning from the System 12 guitar method, which we've all put together. Vic, our illustrious producer, is part of that as well as Robbie Miller and David Rattenberry and Scotty Hagan and Federica.
Let me chime in here. And with no commercial, really chime in here. You know, if you're learning from Ryan, I remember, man, Ryan is an exceptional guitarist, man. He's the kind of guy that just has it in him. You know, I remember growing up with Ryan, man. Like he would play things, and I was like, "Whoa, where did he think of that?" You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
You know what? Ryan, maybe you should drink vodka more, and I should drink whiskey more, and we should actually play backgammon then.
No. You know, no bullshit, man. You know, like people that are learning from you are learning a lot of shit.
Did you see the Randy Rhoads over the mountain? Right, Ryan?
We finally learned,
great.
Dude. When did you learn to play that? You never taught me that.
I didn't know it until last week. I swear to you, I did not.
I can't believe you. You know what I'm saying? It's like I ask you to show me riffs, and you don't show me that riff.
To be honest with you, folks, I just learned it. If you want to go on to our Instagram and check out the Randy Rhoads, because you know how much we were all fans of Randy Rhoads. Okay. I think. Weeds, your favorite band, I think, was always Maiden, right?
No.
What a pussy.
Look,
you know so much. You know so much.
The first two albums. Look, man, the first two albums.
Oh, you loved it. Okay. Who was your favorite band back in those days?
Favorite band? I didn't have a favorite band, really.
Dude, did you know that
Go ahead.
we played with Paul Di'Anno, man?
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
We played with
Our
him.
star Paul Di'Anno. And I actually the year before I actually went on stage with Paul Di'Anno and played a song with him.
That's amazing. We just had Blaze Bailey on the podcast as well. So we're big Iron Maiden folk over here. Apparently, Weeds hates Iron Maiden. Sorry,
I like the first 2 albums, man.
First 2 albums are great.
I've seen Iron Maiden. I've seen Iron Maiden 5 times because I was a big Judas Priest fan. I've saw him 3 times with Di'Anno, twice with Dickinson, and whatever. I don't know. I just thought I'd mention it.
The last time I saw them was with you guys, Alice Cooper.
That's right.
Remember Ryan in Jersey?
I think you came out to the what they used to call it, the New Jersey Garden State.
It is. Yeah, I forgot.
Now it's some sort of sponsored by this or sponsored by that.
Yeah, they keep.
But if you want to go on to, but Randy and Ozzy, those were always big artists that we were guitarists that we were checking out because Randy Rhoads was just such one of those guys, and I never learned that over the mountain. I always wanted to learn that solo. So last week,
great. You
broke it down and learned it. Yeah, so
you nailed it. Not just learned it, but you nailed it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I remember Ryan. I remember Ryan's mom. Here we go. I remember Thanksgiving.
Claire Roswell.
Thanksgiving. We went up to Ryan's mom's house, right? And we ate Thanksgiving dinner, and all of a sudden, Claire, Ryan's mom, and Ryan start having this crazy fight. And Ryan starts playing his guitar, man. And he's just playing and playing and playing as she's trying to talk to him. And he's playing and playing and playing. And I go up to his mom. I'm like, give him some time. And she goes to me, Johnny, I know my son. he won't stop playing.
I have no recollection of that, but that was my sort of defense. That was my default. Thank you for being there and reminding me of that because I would have never. Wow, that must have been like when a snail goes back into its hole. I just went back into the guitar. I mean, that's weird. No kidding around, man. I know Ryan from when he was a 17-year-old kid. From back then, it was obvious this guy was going to be a star, man. I'm telling you, man. I mean, everybody in GIT, everybody around us, me, Jeff, our roommate, we all wanted to be something, but we knew Ryan had the edge on all of us. And that's the truth, man. Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I thought, those were back in the days. That was the 3 of us.
Oh, look at that. Where was that from, man?
It's definitely from it's one of Mickey Mess's. Mickey Mess sent some amazing photos over, and we wanted him on the show, and I don't know why he can't sign in right now, but Mickey, if you're watching right now, get on there. That was just one of the nights that we hung out, and because right now a little segment that we like to call Never Let the Truth Get in the Way of a Good Story, there was one thing that we wanted to talk about. Being that Mickey's not here to talk about it, we wanted to talk about this right now. It's basically the parrot. Okay. And here's the thing. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story means, Johnny, do you remember the name of the parrot that Mickey Mess used to own? There it is. Check out this photo.
Shockley.
That is so close. That is so close. It's fiction, you just said, but the fact is the name was Shaky.
Shaky.
So there it is. Go put up the name of the bird again. Apparently, or the name of the bird, the picture of the bird.
He hated girls.
Now, what was the deal with that thing? I think the bird used to always bite Phyllis, and it would always bite,
Dude, we took that bird with us with Mickey Mess on the fucking truck, cross country, loose in the truck with us, man. It was crazy. Loose in the truck with us all the way from California to New York, our first time doing it.
Mickey Mess said that you wouldn't remember that you had never seen that picture before. So there you go.
I had never seen that picture before.
There it is, Mickey Mess Studios. Mickey Mess is watching the show, and you could be on it. Go check your emails. Your link is right in there, buddy. I want you, But there you go. That was one of the stories of the never let the truth get in the way of a good story. The other thing I wanted to talk about was another segment that we actually have animation for called The One That Got Away. And this is very heartfelt for both of you. Sensitive. I thought Johnny would like
What's that all about?
Here we go. I'm going to tell you.
Okay, here we go.
Inspired by Stanley Gable. I'm going to give it. It's one for each of you, and I'm going to ask Weeds this question first. Okay, I'm going to ask you about a piece of gear that you wish you still had, and how and why did you lose it? Did you have to sell it? Was it stolen? It's not boring. It's very sensitive. Which is the one that got away for you, Weeds? Or do you have one?
Not really. I have everything I want. I've got everything I want. I don't know. What got away?
Why is he critiquing my question?
Hold on. Wait a second.
Well spoken, Weeds. It was a great answer.
That I got away. I don't know. My GK head.
Oh,
my 400 RP head.
A GK
people, please, people chime in. Is this interesting to you guys?
Yes, it's equipment. Because what I was getting to, John, was your collection of guitars that you would always sell for party materials at one point or another because you loved the lifestyle so much. You would always grab guitars and then sell them. Was there ever one that you wish you still had? Because you still have the Firebird. Vic doesn't have the picture of the Firebird because he never found it, but you still have the Firebird guitar.
Him.
No, you can't fire someone.
I mean,
every show together.
9 out of 10 pictures of me on social media are holding that Firebird. If Vic,
yeah,
you know what, Vic? Sorry, Vic. That is not a good sign. 9 out of 10. I really don't know if those odds are if that ratio is actually true, but if it is, wow,
if Vic can't find that Firebird.
All right. How about this?
Okay, here we go.
If it wasn't one of the guitars, Johnny.
Okay.
How about if it was maybe one of the Kruger 250 heads?
Dude, I just gave that one to Daniel.
Yeah.
He thinks it's cool.
Don't you think it's cool?
This is a cool lamp.
The 250 RL, is that what it was?
Yeah, the 250 RL.
Vic, do you have a picture of the Gallion Kruger 250 RL?
Mickey Mess thinks it's a cool lamp.
Now Vic can't find the picture of the Gallion Kruger 250 RL. I'll bet you he'll find that before he finds the Firebird.
I'm going to get him tomorrow. Him tomorrow.
Well,
Vic,
you know what?
I'm coming for you. I'm coming to get you. Remember Ryan? Oh, God, remember that's a different story. Okay. Shall we go into that? Yeah, why not? Ryan had fucked around on some chick, right? and her mother's boyfriend, who was some kind of nut ex-convict or something, calls the phone at the house, and Ryan goes, pick up on the other end so you hear what he's saying, right? And he's going, Ryan, and Ryan's like, yeah, man, I'm coming to get you.
No, you got it wrong.
You don't know who I am.
You don't know tell the story.
You don't know who I am. When you come off that stage.
No, he was one of those tough guys that wore his tube socks up to his knee. And you know those guys from the 80s?
Yeah.
He had met me and Johnny, right? And he called us up and he goes, I have nothing against you and Johnny, but listen, I want you to give Ryan a message. I want you to give him a message. I'm coming to get him. I know what he looks like. He doesn't know, man, what I look like. All right. He might see a guy in the street, approach him. I might pull him off the stage. right?
No, that's what he
It was
told
scary.
Ryan. That's what he told Ryan. He goes, one day when somebody's gonna pull
That
you
was-
off the stage.
Yeah, no, that was Ryan to his.
Why does it have to be all about me? This is supposed to be all about you guys.
And
No,
Ryan says,
you talked
no, wait a minute.
you talked your way
Or
out of
Scream
it.
Idol.
No, you did great.
Wait a minute,
You talked your way
Weeds.
out of it. You talked your way out of it.
Well, I mean,
No, wait a
it was
minute.
a tense situation. But
No,
this leads
you
me
were great.
to a good question for Weeds, aka TJ.
Again,
Whatever.
Weeds.
All right, Weeds. This
Yes.
is one of never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Okay.
Weeds, have you ever been held at gunpoint by the Hollywood Police Department?
Oh my God.
Yes or no?
Here,
All
okay.
right. Ryan had another incident. Right?
The whole story.
There was
The
another
whole-
incident.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Look,
Who
they
wants to
towed
tell
his
this
girlfriend's car. They towed his girlfriend's car. Make a long story short, his girlfriend came
Here
to
we
hang
go.
out with him. Everything was nice. They towed her car and she went off. She went crazy, man. She pulled the fire alarm. She
pulled the
kicked
fire alarm.
the manager's door in or something.
that,
She broke
remember-
glass. Next thing you know, here comes the fire department. Right. So I said, look, I'm gonna go down and tell them blah blah blah. Everything is cool. There's no fire. It was just, all of a sudden I opened up the door, I shut it. There were two cops waiting for me in the right in front of the door.
Guns
So
drawn, though, right?
Guns drawn.
Oh,
Guns drawn.
and what did they say to you?
What's going on? And I told them really quick, irate girlfriend, all kinds of stuff. And they settled down. But the firemen came up with the things on their back, the tanks. They were out of
12
breath,
flights. 12 flights.
because they don't know if there's a
Thanks to
fire.
you, Ryan.
They can't take the elevator.
Yeah,
I don't know,
you,
you said
Ryan.
another
You did it all. It's
another
all your
incident.
fault.
Why did you go another incident with Ryan?
And Ryan said, "No."
It's always Ryan.
Ryan said this. Monique is in, whatever. She's in a lot of trouble.
No.
She's in a lot of trouble. No, Ryan.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on, Weeds. You're mixing it. Ryan goes out there, right? He sees all this craziness and he comes in, his eyes are cross-eyed or something. He goes to me, Monique's in a lot of trouble.
a little backstory on that. 24 hours earlier, just so you know, it wasn't my fault. It was Billy Abu's fault for the whole thing, because Billy Abu caused all this madness, which caused me to drink. I'm not joking.
No.
A case of
Yes,
Budweiser.
no,
You know
wait a
how much
minute.
I
You
hate
got sick when you had some kind
Budweiser.
of
No,
poison.
because we're going into the fucking trenches, right? We're going into the trenches. This is into the trenches.
Oh, boy.
Ryan had fucked around on his chick.
Wait.
And she comes up to me in the dressing room and she goes, I'm going to kick your friend's ass. And I
This is
said,
another story.
he didn't do, I was about to say, he didn't
No,
do
that's-
anything. And she said to me, shut up. I know you know. I'm not an idiot. I know you know, she told me. Shut up. And I said, I better shut up, right? We go to the parking lot. Me, Weeds, Ryan, and his chick. And his
She
chick
laid me out. And I-
beating the shit out of him, man.
She just gave me one of those booms, and I went
But
down.
wait a minute.
I-
That was-
Wait a
that was-
minute. And Ryan,
That was the as you like it.
Ryan
girl. That
goes,
was-
Ryan
that
goes,
was as you-
wait a minute. Ryan goes to Weeds. Wait a minute, man. Ryan goes to Weeds. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't hit her. And Weeds is like, hit her? She beat the shit.
You didn't have a chance.
What do you mean hit her? What do you
And
mean
then-
hit her?
and then-
she beat the shit out of you, man.
Yes, she did. She had a good punch, and I
Ryan's-
actually-
yeah.
No,
And I
that's
deserve it.
the
And I
best, the
I
best,
don't
the
know how
best.
this podcast. Wait, hold on. Not more stories about me. All right,
The
I don't want to
soundbite.
start whipping out
Okay.
stories about you.
Okay, wait a minute. The sound bite. He goes to her in the parking lot.
Oh no!
No.
You stop it, Johnny.
I used her.
Redacted.
He
Redacted.
told her.
I said I used a condom. I know. I said,
I used the rubber.
I know. So hold on. That was a bad defense. I realized that.
I used the rubber. That's what
you
he
know who's
told
loving
her,
this?
dude.
You know who's loving this right
People-
now?
People
You know who's
out
loving
there on television land. That's what he told her.
Not even the television. It's the internet.
Television land.
Okay.
That's what he told her. I used the rubber. That's all she
Bad,
needed to hear.
bad. Okay.
That's all she needed to
Wrap
hear,
that
man.
story up and just please, Johnny, talk about Scream Idol, because I don't want to talk about. Oh my God, that face of mine was all that's a face of someone under the influence of something, and that usually was my face, probably from 1988 all the way through the
Weeds, you
from the
remember
time
that?
I met you, it's 1984 to 1989.
He's trying to change the subject now.
Of course I am. God, if this was about you, if I was
I know, but let me just say one thing. And after we got home, after all the hospital shit and all the bullying, right?
Hospital, I went to the hospital.
Yes,
No,
you
he
went to
didn't
the
go to the
hospital.
hospital.
I did
Yes,
not.
you and Weeds went to the hospital.
Now
He
Johnny's
wanted to go.
sensationalizing it.
He
Wait a minute,
wanted
wait a
to
minute.
go.
No, Weeds. You and Weeds went to the
Hold on,
hospital,
hold on.
and I went to the house with Monique.
Okay,
With
but
the
we were
chick.
driving. Ryan had
And
the
when
green truck.
And when we got home,
Horrible person, and like it's sort of trying to protect names and this and that.
No, listen. And we get home, right? We get home. Ryan's, I don't know, he had his shit from the hospital, some kind of
I think to
bandages.
the hospital, Weeze, right?
No, we get home.
Maybe you went,
and
he went afterwards.
and we sit down at the table. Monique had brought me home. His chick brought me home. You guys went to the hospital together. And we come home and we sit down at the table, and I lean over to Ryan and I go, so what shall we talk about?
In pure asshole Johnny fashion. I love it.
What shall we talk about tonight?
You got mad at me because I couldn't drive stick at the time.
Now,
Your
at that
truck,
time,
I told you, Weeds, he's a dick.
Wait a second. Hold on. The green truck, was that a stick shift? Yeah, it was. We used to call this car, folks. I mean, like I said, you can tell it was the 1980s because whatever you could do nowadays in this car, the things that we did in that thing, it was a small truck, and we called it the green limousine. It was so decadent and so illegal that we used to pile in like 8 people in the back of that green limousine and drive all the way to Madam Wong's West. Yeah. And kids, if you're listening to this, and I really hope you're not listening to the last 15 minutes at least.
Why?
Like, listen, there was no designated driver back in those days.
No.
No.
You got pulled over in that truck.
Dudes, do you know that I'm almost 36 years old and I still don't have a driver's license?
Lies. Just stop with the lies right now.
I'm almost 40 and I still don't have a driver's license.
That used to be basically our whole afternoons. It would start with Morton Downey and all that stuff, and then would end. We'd watch
Jimmy Swaggart, dude.
Jimmy Swaggart. We'd also watch a lot of David Letterman. You know. Yeah. Okay, listen, Ren.
At the Lakers.
If you're following the story, I didn't go to the hospital, and you know what? I'd like that story stricken from the record. All right, I mean, it did happen. I'm not proud of it, and I'm going to have a talk again. I'm definitely going to have a talk, probably with my wife tonight, who's watching this. She's going to be like, what are we going to talk about tonight? She's going to say the same thing you did all those years ago. What are we going to talk about tonight?
What shall we talk about?
Weeds, it's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Ryan, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Ryan.
Johnnie Holliday. Oh, man. I should have known.
Ryan.
I should have known you'd do that.
Me.
But check it out. We're going to head out to the highway right now. I want people to find out where they can get in touch with you and how they can get in touch with you. I would like for Vic to put up the social medias. And for those of you that are listening to us on our audio podcast, Johnny, please tell people where they can find Scream Idol.
Just screamidol.com. Screamidol.com.
And as far as in the trenches, as far as Instagram, you can go scream.idol. As far as Facebook, at Star Show, and YouTube is Scream Idol as well. So let's get back on to all of us. And next week, just want to tell all you folks that are been so faithful in the trenches and in the chat all week, we will have Richard Beinstock, author of Nothing But a Good Time. So guess what? We'll be talking more 80s rock next week. It's author of Nothing But a Good Time, The Uncensored History of 80s Hard Rock Explosion. And hopefully the stories that Johnny just told all of you will not appear in that book or appear on the podcast.
Sure, cancel us, Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan, cancel
you.
us.
I just don't want that story put in that book now. What are you kidding me? But Vic, our producer's laughing his ass off. I can see
I'm
him.
gonna get you good. I'm gonna get you good, Ryan.
You got me good. What are you talking about? The whole thing is Mickey Mouse.
Next time we're together, I'm gonna get you good.
When will that be? When and like I said, when is the next?
Come down this summer, dude. We're gonna have fun this summer, man.
Do you have some shows booked? Do you have it? Does the Scream Idol have anything?
Dude, this fall we're gonna have fun. We'll talk later, but we're gonna have fun this fall.
Okay. Well, if there's ever time to announce some gigs or give us any sort of Easter eggs, Weeds,
dude,
Johnny, do you have any gigs at all booked?
All I can say is Spain, Italy, Germany, Finland, Sweden. We're gonna have some fun this year, man. We're gonna have some fun this year.
Well, folks, everybody, the faithful chat, you've heard some stories that honestly you would not have heard otherwise, unless Johnnie Holliday, the great Johnnie Holliday, was here in the building. And of course, Weeds, you've tried to be a balancing force, but you know, today the Holiday.
When we're in different rooms, it's difficult, Ryan.
It is true. It is true.
We're in different rooms. We've never been in different rooms before. Yeah.
I hate everybody.
Except the people that like Scream Idol. And if you like Scream Idol,
that means he loves you. That's what that means.
All right.
You know that.
Check out their new single, Teenage Doom Disciple, out right now.
You're so sweet, Weeds.
And of course, the upcoming album, Movie Mary, Soundtrack of Sin, coming out. When do you guys anticipate the album in its full vinyl coming out?
Rocktober 2021. Rocktober 2021.
21.
There it is, folks.
A year later.
Well, hold on, you two. I'm going to say goodbye to our phone.
Man.
Thanks for coming on In the Trenches. I mean, I asked for it, I got it, and all the people got it. We got it for it more.
Yeah,
there's
so much more to say, but
again, you know what?
Follow me for more recipes.
They truly are calling out for part 2. But here it goes, folks. It's now time to say goodbye to the trenches. Say goodbye to Johnnie Holliday. Say goodbye to Weeds, but not for long. Thank you, everybody, for contributing. Thank you, Vic Chalfant. And until next week, enjoy the ride. Cheers, guys.
In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie.